check that the front shoulders are rolling back, that your clavicles are long, and that each inhalation is bringing a new length to the front spine, and each exhalation is moving the trapezius muscles down the back, decongesting the neck, calming and quietening the brain. Let the face be soft, the temples, the jaw relaxed. And observe through the breath, the body, feeling yourself more profoundly, more fully, awakening the innate intelligence of the body and breath. And then bending the elbows, press the palms now together in front of the sternum chest, in front of the heart. And visualize this space between the lungs, the heart space, placing within it that which you hold to be the highest, the most divine. Igniting your practice from this space, devoting your practice from this space. And then slowly, gently releasing the hands and opening the eyes. We're ready to start now. So just moving the blanket to the side, we won't need it to begin. And our first pose will be Yoga Mudrasana in Virasana. So you're going to widen the knees apart, sitting on the heels, pulling the buttock bones apart again. And now lengthen the front abdomen, so pulling the front ribs up, so you keep that length in the front abdomen. Place yourself forward on the thighs, and then stretch the arms forward to what we call Yoga Mudrasana. Notice how I'm on my fingertips and not on the palms of my hands. When the palms are pressing down, the energy becomes a little more flat, whereas when the fingertips are pressing down, you can suck energy up through the palms of the hands. The elbows can stay lifted, and this can help to broaden the shoulders and press the shoulder blades into the upper back. So keep the elbow joints firm, try to lift them higher away from the floor, re-roll the shoulders away from the ears, and see if you can feel the shoulder blades in the upper back pressing down so that the back body begins to make an imprint to help open the front chest. Keep walking the fingertips forward, finding that length, and then finally go ahead and place the palms down on the floor, maintaining that alertness in the arms and the shoulders, and simultaneously gently pushing the buttock bones back behind you. A nice long line, stretching forward, stretching back, breathing and feeling. And now, lifting the head up, come up onto your hands and knees, and cross your left knee completely behind your right. We're going to come to Yoga Mudrasana in Gomukhasana 3, a fantastic hip and lower back opener. If you need to place something underneath your buttocks because the hips are too closed, it's too painful to sit on the floor, go ahead and take the height that you need. And if not, reach hold of the front ribs, the diaphragm, lift up, and then exhale and come forward to Yoga Mudrasana. See if you can hook the bottom of your chin on the top of that knee. Again, the same application with the hands, pressing the fingertips down, sucking the palm energy up, and finding a vibrancy in the arms that translates into an aliveness in the shoulders, getting rid of that tension that we habitually carry around the shoulder and the neck area, feeling that broadness, a decongestion of the neck, a calmness coming to the brain. And send each exhalation into the hips, into the groins, visualizing and feeling, melting, allowing that broadness to come, before gently releasing and changing side. So make sure you come back onto your hands and knees, uncross the legs, and now move your right knee completely behind your left. Widen the feet apart, and then go ahead and sit down on the floor or on the support, coming to the other side. Once again, become aware of the front body, so lift that front rib cage up so you're stretching the abdominal cavity, and then go ahead and place yourself on the front of that thigh, stretching the arms forward, walking the fingertips forward, and if you can, hooking the chin on the top of that knee. Remember that a line doesn't just move in one direction, and so as you're stretching forward, you're also gently pushing back, extending in both directions, and also bringing a sensation of broadness, so there's length and broadness coming to the body. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations, keeping the mind harnessed, feeling everywhere with the senses, from the tips of your fingers to the tips of the toes. A flow, an opening, a freedom coming to the entire system. Keep walking the fingertips forward, broadening the lower back, broadening the hips. And then inhaling, looking up, and releasing. Coming back onto your hands and knees, uncrossing the legs, and getting ready for our next pose. So Sukhasana, just as we started, but without a blanket underneath the hips. Move again the buttocks back and out to the side. Take a minute to just observe, to feel, rolling the shoulders back. And now bring the arms in front. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms out, squeeze your elbows straight, push through the heels of the hands, and inhale and lift the arms up to the sky. So looking for a sense of verticalness, at the same time opening the shoulders, stretching the arms, pushing through the heels of the hands. Keep pushing down as you lift up, lifting up as you push down. Lift the lower organs upwards. Press the shoulder blades and the back ribs in. Stretch your armpits. And then exhale and release back down to Sukhasana. And now change the cross of the ankles, so we always do both sides. And again, meticulous, pull the buttock bones back and out to the side. Stretch the arms. Change the interlock. Turn the palms out, squeeze the elbows, push through the heels of the hands as you lift the arms up to Parsvatasana in Sukhasana. Avoid pushing the head forward. Keep the face quiet and calm as you reach up and push down. Broaden the side ribs. Stretch the skin of the armpit. Squeeze the elbows straight. Push up through the heels of the hands. More and more straightness and length. Press the shoulder blades in, the back ribs in. And exhale. And release the hands back down. Changing now back to the right ankle in front of the left. Still Sukhasana. Lift your front rib cage up. We're coming forward to Yoga Mudrasana. So mostly when we come forward, people tend to shorten their front abdomen, their front rib cage. That's why we pull the rib cage up to keep that length, have that vibrancy in the fingertips, that vibrancy in the arms, and move the shoulders away from the ears. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations that help the pose, that move with the currents, the rhythms of the pose. The body becoming more and more alive, more and more intelligent to breath, to movement, to sensation. Gently pushing the buttocks back. Feel the broadness coming to the hips, the length coming to the spine. And now turning and twisting to your right, still in Sukhasana. Keep grounding the hips to the earth as you turn, as you twist, as you stretch forward, observing the different sensations, allowing the abdomen also to twist, not hardening the gut, releasing, relaxing. And then coming back up and turning now and twisting to your left. We call this Parivrita Yoga Mudrasana in Sukhasana. Parivrita means twisting in Sanskrit. Keep stretching the arms forward as you turn and twist so that there's length and twistingness happening at the same time. Extending out of the twist and then exhaling into the twist. Relax the knees, the groins. Keep the hips heavy on the ground. And then rising back up. And of course, by now you understand that we're going to change legs again. So now the left ankle in front of the right. Spread your buttock bones apart, preparing. Make the crease of the groin deep as you come forward. So really absorb the thighs into the hip sockets. And then stretching the arms forward to stretch the waist, to stretch the trunk, so that no shortening is taking place. Re-roll the shoulders away from the ears, move the trapezius muscles down the back, using all these techniques not just to optimize the body, but also to harness the mind, to bring it deeper and deeper into the pose, into the now, away from the past, away from the future, and into this asana right now on the mat. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. Try to feel, to observe more and more. And now turning and twisting to the right, Parivrita Yoga Mudrasana in Sukhasana. There's a tendency to lift the buttocks up as we twist. Keep grounding the buttocks into the earth as an anchoring point as you turn, as you twist, as you turn, as you twist. Shoulders broad, face relaxed, tongue passive, showing no tension. And then inhaling up, and now turning and twisting to the left. Again, re-grounding the buttocks into the earth, feeling that anchoringness, and from there stretching forward, gently revolving and twisting the right abdomen to the left. Feel the skin of the back twisting, the spine twisting, before gently releasing and coming back up. Stretch the legs straight in front of you now. Line the inner knees up, the inner feet, and press the heels firmly down into the floor. Go ahead and bend the right knee now. Bring the heel as close as possible to the groin. Widen the buttocks apart, really using your fingers to widen them apart. Place the fingertips on the floor behind you so you can roll the front shoulders back and get again that lift, that openness in the front spine, that freedom in the lungs, the chest, the sternum. And with that freedom, come forward and see if you can walk your hands forward past the feet. Keep the arms straight, the shoulders broad. Keep the left heel pressing into the floor, the left foot charged. Keep walking the fingertips forward like a Yoga Mudrasana action. Observe, feel. See how there's a slight twisting action here. The right abdomen needs to roll to the left. Keep the face quiet. With each exhale, coming forward, even if it's just a little bit more. And then go ahead and, if possible, interlock the fingers around the back of that left foot. And once the hands are holding the foot, pull slightly with your hands so you have the feeling of really pulling the left femur bone into the hip socket. So you're actually making the integration of the joints of the body, becoming more and more sensitive and aware of them. Deep inhalations, deep exhalations. Press the back rib forward. Press the trunk down to the thigh. And then gently releasing. Again, roll the shoulders back as we change sides. So now the left knee bends, and you're bringing the heel as close as possible to the groin, pulling the buttock bones back and out to the side. Fingertips on the floor behind you, roll the shoulders back, lengthen the front chest, lengthen the front spine. Feeling all of this, feeling the broadness come to the side ribs. And then exhale and turn and begin to walk the hands forward. Step by step. Keep the right leg charged, keep the right heel pressing down. Keep pushing through the ball of the right foot so the right leg is really alert. It doesn't become passive as the hands are walking forward and hopefully past the foot or getting there. Shoulders are broad, face is relaxed. Let each exhale transport you more and more deeply, finding that length, finding that broadness. Keep the hips grounded to the earth. And then when possible, interlock the fingers around the back of that right foot. And once the hands are holding the foot, remember to give a little tug so that you're pulling the right femur bone into that right hip socket. And at the same time, turn and twist and try to move the left abdomen to the right so that more and more you're laying on the front of that right thigh. Now re-pacify the face, release any effort. Bring the trunk down to the front of the right thigh, the forehead down to the shin. Breathe. And then inhale, looking up, and exhale, and releasing. Take a moment to feel the difference, to bring that openness to the chest again, before straightening the legs. Re-stretch the legs again, just to find a position of neutrality. And now we're coming to our next pose, a hip opener. So you want to have your shin parallel to the front of the mat, moving your left foot across, and then bring your right foot up. We're aiming to get the right outer ankle on the left inner knee, but if that's not possible yet, you have it on the middle shin until you're able to bring the foot up. And then you're going to go ahead and pull the front rib cage up, and again, coming forward into Yoga Mudrasana. So the legs are in Godasana, otherwise known as pigeon pose, but it's a double pigeon pose. And the arms, the trunk, are doing Yoga Mudrasana. By this time, your hands are used to that alertness. Press the fingertips down, suck energy up through the middle of the palm, up the arms, like a plant drawing water through its stems. Squeeze the skin of the outer elbows into the elbows. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. pushing the buttocks back as you stretch forward, feeling the lower back release, the hips broaden, deep inhalation, deep exhalations. And then coming back up, we're going to go to a twist. So you're going to press the palms together, turn to the right, pressing your left tricep against the outside edge of your right thigh. Keep pressing the palms firmly together to help you rotate and turn and twist. Left abdomen moving to the right, left lung moving to the right. Shoulders back, head back, face relaxed. And then releasing. And we're going to do the left-hand side on the other side. So now the right foot will come underneath. Remember to make the shin parallel to the front of your mat. And then see if you can place the foot on the inner knee. Otherwise, place it on the shin midway. Taking hold of the front rib cage in order to lengthen the front abdomen. Begin to make your way forward to Yoga Mudrasana in double Godasana on the left. Inch by inch, stretching the arms forward. When there's a lot of resistance, we have a tendency to bend the elbows. We get stuck in the area of pain. So keep stretching the arms. This will help to stretch the trunk to alleviate some of the tension that comes from releasing our often tight back hips. And use the breath, the exhale, particularly in the back hips, to broaden, to release, to relax. Shoulders away from the ears. Quieten the face completely. Soften the tongue as you stretch forward and gently push back. Giving some time for the hips to open, for the muscles to feel this broadness, this new space. And then coming back up, releasing, we're going to turn and twist to the left now. So palms together, turning and twisting to the left. Your right tricep will now press against your left thigh. Keep the palms firmly pressed so that the palms themselves are helping you to turn to twist, as well as the tricep against the thigh. Rolling the right abdomen to the left with the exhale. Rolling the right lung to the left with the exhale. Shoulders back. See if you can now relax the face, relax the tongue, before gently releasing. What a difference. So undoing the legs, where you find that neutral position. The legs are straight in front of you. Pull the buttock bones out to the side. Fingertips on the floor behind you. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the front spine, open the front chest, open the sternum, the heart. Holding the front rib cage up, pressing the front thighs down. And now coming forward to Paschimottanasana. Notice that my feet are actually hip distance apart. We keep the feet apart sometimes in Paschimottanasana to get more sensation, more openness to the pose. Walking the hands forward bit by bit with the exhale as the body releases, as it becomes used to the movement, as it begins to trust more and more where you're going. Keep the legs charged, keep the heels pressing down. Keep pushing through the balls of the feet and spreading the toes apart. Squeezing the knees. And now if you can with your hands, reach around and wrap them around the outside edges of the feet. And give yourselves a good tug forward, and at the same time pull the femur bones into the hip sockets. So make that integration of the way that the femur bone itself enters the hip. If the elbows can bend, lift them up to help broaden the musculature along both edges of the spine so it doesn't become narrow. So always looking for length and broadness, never becoming just too long and too narrow. Bring that broadness to the rib cage, broadness to the shoulders. Rolling the thighs in, widening the buttocks on the floor, pressing them down away from each other to broaden the inner hips. And then, looking up, keep the legs alert, and slowly coming back up to sitting. And now bringing the legs to Baddha Konasana, so feet together, heels as close to the groin as possible, holding onto your big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. Feeling, breathing, observing the sensations, connecting with the pose. Roll the shoulders back, lengthen the collarbones, and then exhale and gently pull yourselves forward. Releasing the toes, walking the fingertips forward, finding again Yoga Mudrasana with the arms. As you move the shoulders away from the ears, make sure that you're spiraling the inner elbows, the crease of the elbow, up towards the sky. This helps to move the shoulders further away from the ears. And feel the skin of the outer elbow and squeeze it into the elbow joint so that you have a really full, intact elbow joint that's alert, that's firm. Keep walking the fingertips forward as you push the buttocks back, and send each exhalation into the hips, into the groins, trying to bring those legs, those thighs closer and closer down to the ground. Relax the abdomen, relax the face, and then looking up and slowly, gently releasing. Feeling that last imprint of Baddha Konasana. And now bringing the arms up above you, crossing the thumbs, stretching up. Find a verticalness in Baddha Konasana. Lift the chest. And we're going to turn and twist now to the right. So this is called the Baddha Vajrasana action when you press the palm against the outer edge of a thigh. So we're Baddha Vajrasaning to the right in Baddha Konasana. If you can, keep walking the right fingertips that are on the floor behind you, even more and more to the right. This will help the front of the right shoulder to open. Press the shoulder blades in, chest up. And then release, neutralize, before re-lifting the arms up, stretching, reaching, bringing length to the body, lifting up as much as you can. That length will serve us in the twist. And now turning and twisting to the left. The right hand is pressing against the left thigh, and the left fingertips are on the floor behind you. Walk them as far back as you can to the left, and roll the front of your left shoulder back. Over and over again, clear the front of that shoulder. Chest open, before gently releasing. And now bringing your legs back up, coming into our next pose, Upavishta Konasana. A nice wide V with the legs. Pull the buttock bones back and out to the side, and first bring the fingertips on the floor behind you, roll the shoulders back, and clear the space of the front body. As you do so, press the heels down, keep the legs alert, pushing the front thighs down, and from there stretching the waist. Now pull the front rib cage up, and slowly come forward to, yes, our favorite today, Yoga Mudrasana in Upavishta Konasana. Keep stretching the arms, broadening the shoulders. Make sure that you don't get wrapped up in the forward motion and forget about your legs. Legs are crucial. Keep pressing the heels down, charging the feet, squeezing the inner knee to the outer knee to the inner knee, and try to press the fronts of your thighs down to the ground to really broaden the backs of the legs to the earth. Use the arms to stretch the trunk so you don't shorten the waists, you don't shorten the abdomen. And then gently coming back up. And now you're going to cross your thumbs and lift the arms up. And as you press the thighs down, stretch the arms up even further to the sky. Reach up, stretch the skin of the armpit, stretch the fingertips. And now turning and twisting to your right. I'm doing the mirror image of you so you can easily follow me. So your left hand will come to the outside edge of your right thigh. Your right fingertips are on the floor. Keep walking the right fingertips behind you back more and more. Roll the front shoulders back. Try to lengthen your collarbones. Each inhale lengthening the front spine. Each exhale twisting. And then releasing. Fingertips onto the floor behind you. Rolling the shoulders back, opening the chest again, before coming to the other side. So lifting the arms back up, crossing the thumbs for traction, stretching the elbows, stretching the fingertips, stretching the waist. And now turning and twisting to your left. The right hand comes to the outside edge of the left thigh, and the left fingertips are on the floor behind you, and walking more and more to the left as the body opens. Keep the legs charged. Use the inhale to lengthen your front spine. Use the exhale and the hands to push, to twist, to turn more and more to the left. Roll the front shoulders back. Back ribs in, chest open. And then exhaling, releasing fingertips to the floor. Take that openness and bring it again. Open the chest. And then exhale and fold the legs in. Well done. So now moving onto your hands and knees. Spread the fingers widely apart, right underneath the shoulders. Then go ahead and push yourselves back to downward dog, but keep the knees bent. And with the knees bent, you can really press the shoulder blades into the upper back. Really get that opening of the front chest, moving the front chest close to your front thighs without any pain on the hamstrings yet, just really placing the arms, placing the upper back, and pushing the buttock bones up to the sky. And when you have that sensation, then begin to straighten the legs, and the shoulder blades will hold their place. Once the legs are straight, use your eyes to check that your knees are really squeezed tightly. Use your eyes to check that your front thighs are really pushing backwards into the backs of the thighs, and re-lift the sit bones to the sky. And now we're going to step the right leg forward to a nice wide lunge, opening the groin in a slightly more active way. So see how I'm using the back foot to propel myself forward and backwards, not up and down, but forward and backwards. And then I'm resting the back knee and the back thigh on the floor. We're going to be coming to kneeling Ekaparapikasan, but first of all just stretching the front of that left thigh, pressing the buttocks down. And now go ahead and bend the left leg and reach with your right hand for the foot. And immediately you're going to feel the front thigh and the demands that are made on it to stretch, to debulk the quadricep muscle. Keep rolling the shoulders back, so bringing the opening all the way up the front of the chest. And then exhale and releasing. And now bringing that right leg to pigeon pose, lining the shin up with the front of the mat. And moving the left leg, the back leg back. And see if you can come right down onto the floor. Breathing, feeling. Keep extending the back leg back. We tend to get wrapped up in the pain of the front hip, but keep that back leg charged and rolling in. And then see if you can come down. And either just resting on the forearms, if possible, stretching the arms forward to Yoga Mudrasan. See the length of the body at the same time. Of course, the hips are broadening. And there's a slight rotation of the abdomen from the left to the right. Using all of these points to help you stay in the pose, to send the mind everywhere in the pose, to not get wrapped up in a reaction, to have that equanimity, to breathe, that smoothness, that softness. And now slowly coming up and turning and twisting to your right. You're going to bring the left shoulder all the way down to the mat. Press your palms together as you did in the last poses, and turn and twist and turn and twist. Relax the face. Keep the breath fluid in this. Really, the exhale helps to decongest, to relax, to get the body to trust. And then rising back up, turning the back toes under and stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, Downward Dog. Straighten the arms, straighten the legs, push yourself away from the heels of the hands. Lift the buttocks higher to the sky. Neutralize the body. Find the breath if you lost it there. In the opening of the hips, sometimes we tend to really make our breath a little bit too ragged. It's painful. And having found, again, that smoothness, step the left leg forward and use the back leg, the right leg, to propel yourself forward and backwards. You'll even feel the roots of your right toes stretching open in this movement. The groins, the legs opening. And then rest the back thigh on the ground. And begin to turn slightly towards the left, pressing the buttocks down. Feeling, breathing. Allowing the groins to open more fully. And now bending that back leg and reaching for the foot, kneeling Ekaparapikasan. And you'll feel the front thigh as it begins to stretch. Keep pressing the buttocks down, drawing the foot towards you. Chest open. Lengthening the quadricep muscle more and more. Releasing that bulkiness that it gets. And then exhaling and releasing. And now bringing your left leg, the front leg, to pigeon pose, Godasan. So lining the shin up with the front of the mat, parallel. And moving the right leg back to accommodate this. Keeping that right leg rolled in so the right kneecap is on the ground. See where you're at on this side. Observe if there are any differences. We all have differences in the lower back and thus in the hips, from carrying our bags, from holding the telephone, in preferred hands. So just observing these differences so we get to know the body. And then coming forward to Yoga Mudrasana. Look at the line of the body, extend forward, extend back. sending the exhalation to the area of most tension, but incorporating the entire intelligence of the body into the pose. Feeling yourselves everywhere, more and more alertness, the breath coursing through, waves of oxygenation and release. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, the face quiet. And then coming back up, and we're going to come to the twist now, onto the left, so bring your right shoulder to the floor, right upper arm to the floor, and press the palms firmly together to turn and twist to the left. Now find the abdominal area. On your next exhale, roll the right abdomen to the left, the right lung to the left. Shoulders back, chest open. Keep extending out through that back leg, the whole body part of the pose. And then slowly, gently, coming back up, turning the back toes under, and stepping back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Charge the arms and charge the legs. Regrip the elbows, regrip the knees. Push the front thighs back and lift the buttock bones to the sky, higher and higher, in this way extending the entire spine. Press the shoulder blades into the upper back. Open the chest more and more deeply as you stretch away from the heels of the hands. At the same time, relax the face, quieten the brain, but keeping the body fully alert. And then exhaling, releasing the knees down to the floor, sitting back on the heels, and making ourselves ready for our next pose, which is going to be another thigh opener. We're going to do half Supta Virasana. So you're going to bring your left leg to the side of you and clear the calf energy to open the back of the knee. And the right foot will be on the floor with the knee facing up to the sky, just like this. Now we're going to come down onto the forearms, and as we do so, make sure that you lift the buttocks and move them towards the knees, towards the feet, to keep the lower back long. And then see if you can lie down all the way, and if you can, you're going to stretch your arms on the floor behind you, crossing the thumbs together so you can better stretch the arms. It gives a traction that allows the arms to get even longer. If you're still on the forearms, because the thighs have a lot of resistance, just breathing, resting on the forearms, and make sure wherever you are to directionalize your buttocks towards your knees and towards your feet. In this way, your lower spine gets length. And now, simultaneously with the inhale, pull the pubic bone up to the sternum bone, so your front abdominal cavity gets length also. Broaden the rib cage, broaden the sternum. Keep stretching the arms for those of you that are on the floor to lengthen the sides of the waist more and more. You'll feel the left front thigh stretching. Visualize that thigh muscle flattening towards the bone rather than puffing away from the bone. And then slowly, gently, releasing step by step, nice and gently, and exhaling and letting go of that leg. Changing sides now. So your right leg will now be folded in. You'll bring the foot close to the outer hip, and your left foot will be on the floor, facing forward with the knee facing the sky. So preparing for half Supta Virasana on this side. As you come down, move the buttocks towards the knees and the feet. Take your time, no rush. Allow that front thigh to get used to all these actions. But if you are lying down, stretch the arms on the floor behind you, crossing your thumbs for that traction. Either way, whether you're on the forearms or just on the hands leaning back or lying all the way down, make sure you directionalize the buttocks towards the knees and towards the feet to keep the lower back long. When the lower back is long, then simultaneously with the inhale, draw the pubic bone up to the sternum bone, and at the same time feel the length coming to the abdominal cavity. So the lower back and the abdomen mirror each other. Smooth cycles of breath. Visualize the right quadricep muscle, which you'll feel opening, ironing to the bone rather than puffing away from it. We're trying to iron the muscle to the bone to bring length and pressing it down to the thigh bone itself. The buttocks are still moving towards the knees and the feet. And then gently preparing to release, coming back up stage by stage, never hurrying, at each point observing what the body is feeling, what the body is doing, before exhaling and releasing that leg. And now coming to lie down on your mat, on the back. Bring the arms up, cross the thumbs, and stretch the arms on the floor behind you. And really stretch those arms and stretch the fingers so there's an alertness. Then bring the feet off the floor, inner knees are touching, inner feet are touching, and straighten the legs to the sky. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. So the legs are perpendicular to the floor, the femur bones are coming into the hip sockets, and the left lower back and right lower back are pressing against the floor. Squeeze the knees, sharpen the ankles, stretch the arms, stretch the waist. Feeling all of this. Spread even the toes and push up through the balls of your feet. And now bending the knees. Interlock your fingers around the fronts of the knees and find Dvipada Supta Pavanamuktasan. So avoid bringing the lower back off the floor in order to bring the knees closer. Instead, try to keep the lower back on the floor and then see what's required for the knees to come closer. And what this means is that it's the front groins that have to open. They have to deepen. That's where the action has to take place. A softening, a deepening of the front groins, a relaxation of the abdominal cavity. And then gently release the feet back to the floor, taking the time to breathe, to feel. And now we're going to need our straps. So, taking your straps, if you don't have them next to you, reach for them wherever they are, and then lie back down on the floor and make with your straps a big circle. So the strap is going to be doubled up. Now take your right foot and place the strap right on the inner heel. Each hand holds one side of the strap. Supta Parangushtasan 1. Roll the shoulders open so that even as you're reaching for the foot, you're keeping broadness. And now see if the leg will come closer. And as you draw the leg towards you, push the front of the thigh away from you. So this helps to keep the back of the leg broad. Keep the throat soft, the face soft. And now coming to lateral Supta Parangushtasan, so holding the strap in the right hand, bring the leg towards you and to the right, towards you and to the right, keeping the foot as much as possible in line with the shoulder. Now re-straighten your knee and roll the abdomen to the left, and then extend the left arm out to the left-hand side. Roll the front shoulders back. Feel the groins opening, the abdomen stretching, the legs stretching. Press the shoulder blades into the upper back to help open the lungs from the back body to the front. And then bring the leg back up and exhale and release. Take a moment to feel in a neutral position. Deep inhalation, deep exhalation. And now bringing the left leg up, putting the strap on the inner heel. One hand holds each side of the strap. Pull with your hands and push with your foot. Broad in the back of the knee, broad in the back of the thigh. Bring an aliveness to the leg, a stretch to the leg, and a strength to the leg at the same time. Front shoulders rolling back. And now see if you can draw the left leg a little bit closer. And as you bring the leg towards you, remember to push the entire front thigh away from you. So there's a resistance to the movement that helps to keep the back of the leg broad and intact. See what the body will bring, how close the leg will come, but keep the front shoulders rolling back. And now coming to lateral Supta Parangushtasan, bringing the leg to the left. So the left hand is holding the strap as you bring the leg down to the left in line with the shoulder. And now you're going to roll your abdomen to the right, away from that leg, and extend your right arm out to the side. Grip the muscles of the thigh around the femur bone, squeeze the knee sharply. Keep rolling the abdomen to the right, stretching the arm to the right, feeling the opening that's coming and the softness and the freedom and the strength at the same time. Shoulders rolling back. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue, even as the body is alive, is energetic. And then bringing the leg back up and exhaling and releasing. Arms out to the side, again neutralize. Feel, make sure the buttocks are moving towards the heels so the lower back is really on the floor. Observing all of this, learning that art of observation, of witnessing, and then bringing the feet off the floor again and taking hold of the strap. We're going to put the strap all the way around our legs now for Jatara Parivartanasana. So see how I'm moving the strap really low, low to the roots of the thighs, and then tightening the strap up. So it's holding the knees together, the inner knees and the inner feet together. Now extend the arms out to the side of the body in line with your shoulders. Move the buttocks to the left so that you can better bring the knees down to the right. And when you bring the knees down, bring the knees as high up towards the right elbow as your body will allow you to do. Now turn and twist to the left, turning and rolling and twisting to the left with each exhale. With the hips in line, it'll be the middle and upper back that need to twist, and the lower back will stay stable because the strap is holding the legs and the hips in line. Breathe and feel. Try to roll the front shoulders back, try to press the shoulder blades in, even here, opening the chest, the sternum. Relaxing the face, relaxing the temples. And then bringing the legs back up. And now moving the buttocks to the right in order to better bring the knees down to the left, nice and high towards the left elbow. See how well the feet are stacked. The strap is holding the legs intact. And turn and twist to the right, away from the legs. Stretching the right arm to help you to turn and twist to the right more. Use the exhale to soften the abdomen so that the left abdomen can turn more and more to the right. Turning and twisting. Re-stretch your arms, roll the front shoulders back, and find the shoulder blades on the floor and press them into the upper back to open the lungs, to penetrate, to open the chest. Remembering that when the hips are really in line, your lower back will stay stable, and it's the middle and upper back that will need to twist. And then bringing the legs back up, taking the strap off your legs, and placing the feet on the floor. And now for our final pose, our inversion, using the wall. So you're going to come in close to the wall, and you're going to put your feet and rest them up on that wall. If the hamstrings are very tight, don't come too close. You want to really be able to relax in this pose. It's a pose of relaxation and softness. Widen the feet hip distance apart, and allow the knees to roll open, the feet to roll open, so the groins and the thighs are completely relaxed. Of course, the front shoulders that we've worked so hard to open are still rolling back so that chest can have its freedom. And the arms are extended to the side, away from the body, so that the sides of the trunk can feel that they have space to broaden, to melt, to release. And then closing gently the eyes. Resting. Breathing. Allow all of the skin of the facial features to be soft. The temples, all of the little muscles around the eyes, the cheeks, the lips, the tongue. And feel this softness trickling down the neck, trickling into the shoulder area, which is melting more and more into the ground, letting go of even more of that hidden unconscious tension. Softness coming, trickling down the arms, the upper arms, through the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, and the hands. Allow the rib cage to release their grip on the lungs, so that the lungs too can broaden and soften. Feel the diaphragm softening, the abdomen softening, resting completely on the spine. And all of the organs within, the kidneys, the liver, the gallbladder, the entire length of your intestines all the way to the colon, slowly, gently releasing more and more softness, more and more passiveness. All of the organs of excretion and all of the organs of reproduction equally softening and resting. The roots of the thighs passive, inert, and the thigh muscles releasing their grip on the thigh bones. The knees soft, the calves soft, the ankles and feet porous. Soft inhalations, passive exhalations. Letting loose, letting go. And now, slowly, softly, gently, just beginning to wiggle the fingers and to wiggle the toes a little bit, rising up from that depth of restingness, and then bending the knees, and slowly rolling over to the right-hand side of the body, lying here for a little bit, as if you're rising up from the depth, up to the surface of the water until you feel ready to push yourself up, to open the eyes, to come back to this world. Namaste. May we feel deep peace. I hope we practice again together soon.